Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort, Marina, Lake Tinicomo. Going to do one cast today. Woo! It is November the 7th, Thursday. And as you can see, they're running some water. Let's see if I can fix this thing. Going to tell you what they're running. 7 gates, 11,000 CFS, and then 75, almost 7,600 from the turbine side. So that's 18, almost 19,000 CFS. Coming through Table Rock's at 919.15. It's come up almost over 2 foot. In this last rain last night. We got 3 inches of rain. Beaver's still coming up, not very fast. They're 11:29.87. 11:30 is their flood pool. And they are releasing 75 plus 38, about 11,300 square feet, CFS. How many times did I say square feet? Already been up here once today. Did get an email from the Corps. They said that they can't, we talked about this yesterday, that they can't run turbines full blast. So we got more water coming over the top than we do down below. Parts of Arkansas got 4 or 5 inches of rain. Down at the beaver tail wire, that's why beaver's coming up a little bit. Table Rock, we got 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches. I mean, we got a lot of water. Tried an 1/8 ounce white jig. This is really the only place, is right at the cable, is where this water's real rough. And I just came up here to do one cast. I'm not going to come back up here. If you're in a small boat, we got one John out today, and we told them to stay down away from the dam, just because of this right here. But you get down below that first island, and it's not like this at all. It's just straight current. Came up here a little bit ago, and with this much water running all at one time, and with all the leaves falling off the trees, there's a lot of stuff in the water, a lot of debris. So we had trouble just keeping our jigs, and we drifted scuds up here too. We caught a few fish. First fish we caught was a smallmouth, pretty good sized smallmouth. A friend of mine, Jason, caught it. The current over here on this north side is, well, there's no current really. The current's out there. So they are hitting scuds and some white jigs up here. I'm a little surprised they're not hitting it any better than they are, actually. I've just got it hanging out the back. I'm hoping just to catch one on first cast. So I don't know how much shatter coming over the top. Maybe not that much. All it takes is a few. Probably are getting some bass and walleye and other fish over the top. I know we saw a bunch, and I can just saw one on the surface right there, a bunch of needle-nose gar. That happens almost every time they run floodgates. Get those gar up here. You notice I'm staying off my deck. Alright, no fish on one cast. I'm going to start casting and retrieving. not too cold out. Actually, I'm going to take my gloves off because it's really not that cold. This morning it was cold. It was about 36, 37 degrees. It's up to 40s now. It's supposed to be a nice weekend, up in the 60s. But they are going to run this water, I'd say a few days at least. You could tell, I mean, oh, got the thing pointed the wrong way, sorry. And you could tell right here the current's just not that fast. On this side, behind me out in the middle, it's pretty fast. That's just the way the water comes around that there's a kind of a jetty that up there right next to the dam that kind of forces that water to the north. About the only way we really caught fish this morning was just almost dragging it, because 1/8 ounce in this current isn't really getting down very good. We're just letting it. I think I got some kind of lead for something. Yep. Still a bunch of trash in the water. We drifted scuds from lookout down and caught some fish too. Had to use a 1/4 ounce sinker to get down. But as far as this jig, and oh, that was a bite. I'm just throwing it out there and might jig it a little bit, but I'm not reeling much. Just trying to keep it down. There's one other boat up here. They're fly fishing. It basically rained here all night long. Nothing real hard, it just kind of a gradual rain, but my rain gauge was right at 3 inches. And I think what Jason and I were noticing this morning is the fish just weren't being very aggressive either. That was a bite. Even on the scuds, it's like they were just sucking on them. Now, I did not bring up any shad flies, but I imagine a shad fly would work. Blake said he was going to come up here and drag a bomber. I'm getting out of the way of the island here. But if I was starting to fish up here, I would not go to the cable. I'd start down in here and start to drift down. The water's just not as violent here. It's pretty tough up there. Kind of see why. That's a lot of water. But this should be a good time to catch some big fish up here. Should be. You got to remember that they're running about the equivalent of 5 units right now. Kind of gives you an idea of what they're running. Feel the bottom a little bit. Hey, the boat below me's got one on the net. They're working that bank really, really close. Yeah, I think they got a jig and they've got a float on, so they're fishing something under a float. I'm just letting this drift, just like I'm bouncing something off the bottom. And that's, yeah, and he gets snagged. I think I got it back. Yeah, when you're dragging a jig, you're gonna probably lose it, since the hook is attached to the weight. Gladly sacrifice a jig for a bite. Yeah, you're doing better than me.
Super long leader, super heavy. Wait, what Scott?
Scud?
Scott. Almost, the leader's so long, it's almost 2 feet.
Right. Yeah, it's gotta be.
Well, I guess, but. Thanks for giving those one casts. We love them.
Thank you.
Super informative.
Yeah, I drifted a scud a little bit ago down below Lookout and caught some fish. Huh?
What size scud?
12.
12.
Yeah, you can get away with a pretty big scud right now.
Got any luck with white or anything out here?
That's what I got on. I hadn't got a bite yet, which is really, it's weird.
Yeah, you think
I know. I keep hoping. They're just not seeing any shad. That's all there is to it. So I'll throw out a scud. I don't really like to drift like this, but I don't like not catching fish either. Hey, we got one on. Right on cue. So he's fishing long leaders and a scud. Big weight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm drifting. No, I'm okay. I got these big boulders out here. I don't want to drift over them. I'll lose my scud for sure. I'm bumping the bottom good. Tell you what, I'm going to run back up and drift across the gravel bar up there below 3 for the fun of it. No, scud's clean. Okay, I'm gonna kind of drift down this side. Turn it down. This is kind of the path that a lot of the fly guys take, guides. It's more shallow here, and it's almost all gravel. It does have some big rocks right through here, but hopefully I won't get all caught up. Golly, just said that. I'm still there. Might come back and work a jig over here too. I think I'm going to throw a sculpin ginger or sculpin peach jig or a black jig instead of white. They're definitely not hitting white. You know, the thermocline up in Table Rock is, what, 25 foot deep, 20 foot deep? Below the thermocline line, there's no oxygen. And those floodgates, they come off, they're probably 40, 45 foot, I don't know, 40, 30, I don't know what depth they come off of. So there's, the water they're pulling off the top, they ain't gonna have much fish in it unless they kind of get sucked down, because there's no oxygen there. Most of the oxygen, all the oxygen, according to Shane, that we get from the spill gates is created on the fall, where that water's actually falling out and hitting the bottom, and that's where it's getting its oxygen. Once Table Rock turns, though, which hopefully will be next week, we might start seeing a lot of shad. I like to speculate. I think I lost it there. No, I didn't. Oh. Didn't bend my hook. Always got to check the hook. Bottom. I've just got split shots on this line. You can use a drift rig with a bell weight. I don't know if it's any better. I think that stuff on the bottom I'm picking up. I think I might have picked up some stuff. Yep. A little bit of pondweed. I'd like to catch one fish, just one. Just one. I am at 6 minutes. I'm just gonna go a little bit more. I was telling Jason, you know, a friend of mine I had out this morning, he was feeling it bumping the bottom, and I said, you know, those fish, it's just like it kind of gets tight and gets heavy when you get a bite versus the bump at the bottom. And he caught on real quick. Okay, I'm going to call it quits. I am going to keep fishing. I'm going to throw some dart jigs. See if we'll hit that. I will let you know if I do any good. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.